Hi, my name is Laura, and today I'm going to talk about Hadoop, what it is, its uses, and its capabilities. Hadoop is an open source framework used to store and process large data sets from gigabytes to petabytes. This is important because data is always increasing. For example, data is always being generated from social media and Internet of Things. So Hadoop is useful for storing and processing all that data that is being generated. Hadoop uses multiple computers to analyze large data sets at the same time, not just one computer. So this leads to its vast computing power. Hadoop is useful in many ways. For one, it allows for scalability. It can grow to handle more data by adding nodes or more computers to process the data. This is beneficial because when nodes are added, there is no downtime. It is also low cost. Since Hadoop is an open source framework, the code can be modified to fit the needs of a business. It is also flexible because it has the ability to store a lot of data and process it later, instead of the data being processed first and then stored. This is beneficial because as data is collected, an organization may not know what to do with it. Thus, Hadoop is a good platform for data storage. Hadoop also stores unstructured data from which includes text, images, and videos, which we see are always being generated through social media. Lastly, Hadoop has fault tolerance. The blocks of data in Hadoop get copied 3 times. Therefore, if one node fails, it can be recovered from another node. Hadoop is applied in many instances in industries. It allows for companies to make business decisions through the history of data and records. It can be used to detect, for example, it can be used to detect and prevent cybercrimes. And also it can be used as a recommendation system. For example, in social media, it can be used to recommend you new friends. In online retail, it can be used to recommend you new items based on the items that you've previously bought or shopped for. It can be used for advertising through targeted advertising to display you the ads that you're most likely to click on. And also it can be used in dating sites to help you find people who have the same interests as you. So in Hadoop, there are 4 modules that are used within the program. The first one is Hadoop Distributed File System, and this is a Java-based scalable system that stores data across multiple machines without prior organization. The next one is yet another Resource Negotiator, or YARN, and this provides resource management for the processes running on Hadoop. The next one is Hadoop Common, and this is the libraries and utilities used by other Hadoop modules. The last one is MapReduce, which is a processing technique that accesses big data and organizes it. And I'm going to talk more about MapReduce and what it is in this presentation. Okay, so when we take a look at MapReduce, it happens in 2 main stages. The first one is mapping, and the next one is reducing. And these processes are divided across different machines. For example, say we wanted to count how many times a certain word appears in a document. Here we have the input. So first, the document is split up right here into different sections. Let's say here it gets split up across, let's say, 3 different computers. The next step will be mapping, where the individual words are counted. within the document. The next step is shuffling right here. Here the information is sorted and matched together. The next step is reducing right here, where the individual words are counted and combined together. And then the final result is added up and outputted. So there's some limitations when it comes to Hadoop. The first one, it's vulnerable because it's Java based, and this is the most common programming language, making it easy for a cyber criminal to have access to it. So there's no encryption, but Hadoop does use Kerberos, which is an authentication that is hard to manage. Hadoop cannot process small data files. In Hadoop's distributed file system, the minimum block size is 128 megabytes. It's unable to handle a large amount of small data files. If there are too many small data files, name node or the directory in Hadoop will get overloaded. The next limitation is its slow processing speed. So for example, when running MapReduce, a lot of time is needed, increasing the latency. And the last limitation that I found was it's unable to process data in real time. Since the processing is done in batches, Apache, Spark, and Flink are able to perform real-time data processing, which makes up for this. So in conclusion, Hadoop is an affordable open source platform that provides organizations with the ability to handle large data sets. It is applied to many industries and allows businesses to make decisions. One module that I highlighted is MapReduce, which is a processing technique that splits across many machines to organize data and produce an output. Although Hadoop has limitations, it can be mitigated through other applications. These are the resources that I used for this presentation, and thank you for your time.